Hello and welcome to the Nerf Report. It is finally that moment that you've all been waiting for. You patiently waited 7 days for the greatest gaming news show on YouTube to be back. And here it is, episode 36 of the Nerf Report. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Bryant Chappel. I am the host of the Nerf Report. And we have a ton of gaming, geek, and nerd news coming right at you. Right off the bat, EA delays Anthem. Xbox is trying to become the Netflix of gaming, and we dive headfirst into Crystal Dynamics' Avengers initiative. For the week of January 22nd, this is the Nerf Report.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably one of my most anticipated games that I literally know nothing about is Crystal Dynamics' Avengers video game. Over the years, Marvel has been extremely supportive of the video gaming community. They've never shied away from licensing one of their biggest blockbusters to be turned into a video game, even if those video games weren't good. I mean, who could forget the 2008 partnership with Sega that brought us the game Iron Man, the third-person action-adventure game that gave players the ability to play as the genius, billionaire, playboy philanthropist, Tony Stark. Iron Man earned a 42 out of 100 on Metacritic. In 2011, following the cinematic release of Thor and Captain America, Sega and Marvel gave us Thor: God of Thunder, which IGN kindly rated a 3 out of 10. And Captain America Super Soldier, which received a 5 out of 10 from IGN. Since 2011, Marvel has produced 36 video games, of which gave us 5 new Spider-Man games, 3 X-Men games, and 17 of the 36 games were designed for mobile devices. So if Marvel's track record on video games isn't that good, I mean, why are you excited for this game? Well, as the famous Batman once said,
"This isn't the Marvel game that people want. This is the Marvel game that people need."
And also this week, Crystal Dynamics posted a blog update announcing that they have hired 15 of the video game industry's top designing talent to add on to the Avengers development team. Such talent as Naughty Dog employee Sean Eskai. Sean Eskai worked as the writer and creative director of Uncharted Lost Legacy, as well as director of photography and animation supervisor for The Last of Us. Also joining the Crystal Dynamics team is Stephen Barry, a 27-year veteran of EA and Visceral Games, who worked on several Visceral titles, including Dead Space. And in a statement on the blog post, Ron Rosenberg, the co-head of studio at Crystal Dynamics, had this to say: "We recently hired 15 world-renowned industry veterans, spanning production leadership, animation, design, art, and engineering, who have previously worked on games such as Batman Arkham Origins, Dead Space, Star Wars Battlefront, and many more. Their AAA experience adds to an already deep roster, making us well-positioned to deliver on the ambitious goals we've set for ourselves with the Avengers project. It's a stellar addition of many people who fit incredibly well into our wheelhouse of building game experiences we all love." And as a Nerf Report exclusive, live via satellite, all the way from Crystal Dynamics, the hiring director. So please, welcome to the show, the very first guest of the Nerf Report, hiring director of Crystal Dynamics, Nick Fury. Nick, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Before we go any further, I gotta get this out there. You are insanely difficult to look at. I mean, you are beautiful.
That's the nicest thing someone's ever said to me. You're extremely attractive too. Very, very big fan of the show. And my wife and I, we watch it and we just say, man, this guy, insanely attractive.
Appreciate that comment as well. First question for you, Nick, is what was the idea behind assembling this amazingly talented team at Crystal Dynamics?
Well, you see, Bryant, there was an idea called the Avengers Initiative. The idea was to put together a team of remarkable people, see if they could build a game that was something more, see if we could work together when the gaming industry was at its worst, to build the Marvel game that was always wanted, but we never got. There's been too many bad Marvel games. It's time we got this right.
In other gaming news, Xbox took a major step forward to becoming the Netflix of gaming. Microsoft announced this week that all first-party video games on the Xbox One will be available through the Xbox Game Pass. The Xbox Game Pass was launched in 2017 and offers gamers unlimited downloads and access to more than 100 Xbox One games for the monthly cost of $9.99. In a press release, Phil Spencer, the executive VP of gaming at Xbox, had this to say. This plan to bring new games timed with their global release into Xbox Game Pass not only includes announced titles like Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, and Crackdown 3, but future unannounced games from Microsoft Studios, including new iterations of our biggest Xbox One exclusive franchises, such as Halo, Forza, and Gears of War, on the same day they launch. With the addition of more great games, new blockbuster releases, and new subscription offer, we are giving fans more choice and value in how they discover and enjoy games, purchase games for their permanent library, or play through the Xbox Game Pass for one low price. So you might be asking at home, why would Xbox do this? They're leaving money on the table. You can buy a game for $59.99, or you could play that game and a lot of others for $9.99 a month. That's a no-brainer. You would go with the $9.99 a month. The key thing to keep in mind here is, historically speaking, Xbox One owners do not buy that many games. Since the launch of the Xbox One, the average Xbox owner only buys 1 to 2 games a year. So launching a service that equates to the price of 2 games pretty much ensures that Xbox is going to get those 2 game sales no matter what game they release that year. When you look at it from that standpoint, it makes a lot more sense. But of course, I want to know what you think. What do you think of the Xbox Game Pass? Is this the final nail in the coffin of physical media and the future of digital media of gaming as we know it? Are you going to buy it? Are you not going to buy it? What services do you think could be added to make it an even more attractive purchase? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Electronic Arts' highly anticipated action-adventure game Anthem was in the news this week. Anthem was originally announced at the 2017 E3 and offers an open-world environment where players play as freelancers who wear a customizable exosuit called Javelins. The game features single-player and multiplayer elements and takes place in a massive shared world where players play in teams of 4 other players. Well, Anthem was in the news this week as it was announced that EA is pushing back the release date from late 2018 to early 2019. Gaming media website Kotaku added to the story by saying, "It's not unusual for Bioware to pull staff from other projects as it enters the final year of production on a game. In recent years, Bioware has done the same for both Mass Effect Andromeda and Dragon Age Inquisition. But Anthem, the studio's first new franchise in 8 years, and EA's first big stab at a Destiny-style persistent online world, feels different. To Bioware staff, the stakes feel higher than they ever have. As one developer told me, there's a belief that if Anthem doesn't live up to EA's expectation, Bioware will look very different in the future. Especially after the disappointment of Mass Effect Andromeda led to EA absorbing Bioware Montreal into the studio EA Motive." And the last thing I just want to add on here is, following the issues of Mass Effect Andromeda and the big cluster that was the Star Wars Battlefront 2 launch, EA, take as much time as you want. Like, if you want to delay this thing until late 2019 just to ensure that this is a proper AAA game, do it. I am perfectly fine with this. Please do not ruin another game. And finally, we come to my favorite segment, Nerfed in 60 Seconds. Every single week we have so much news to talk about and so little time to do it. So we take all of the week's remaining news, put 60 seconds on the clock, and try to cover it as fast as humanly possible without running out of breath, passing out, or dying. Because I'd like to see this show succeed when I'm living. So with that in mind, let's put 60 seconds on the clock and go. Well, we finally have a release date for God of War 4. It'll be coming out on April 20th, giving gamers around the world a second reason to take work off on 4/20. John Cena is in the running to play Duke Nukem in an upcoming Duke Nukem film. And my only question is, like Hollywood, did we not learn anything from Doom? Facepunch Studios announced that their game Rust will be leaving early access in February. Clever Modders gave us an update to GoldenEye, yeah, that game is still around, in which players can play as Super Mario characters. Call of Duty is bringing back Prop Hunt, Nintendo is killing me Tomo. We got our first look at Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. Xbox announced that they have sold 4 million copies of PUBG. The PlayStation Network did what it does best this week and crashed. For Honor is getting dedicated servers, and my only question is, like, what took so long? Epic Games is shutting down Paragon servers on April 26th, and I'm actually really, really sad about that one. And that is it for this week's episode of the Nerf Report. If you like what you saw, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, but please, more importantly, share it with your friends. As always, my name is Bryant Chappel, you are you, and this has been the Nerf Report. Thanks for watching.